9th of December. So how many days have we got left? I've just had to look at my nutcracker. I've not changed it today yet. So we've got 10 days left until Christmas. So anyway, I just want to touch on yesterday's video. You might have thought it was a bit of a weird ending when I finished speaking to you. It was like I was going to get something and then I didn't, and it's because the footage that I thought I had filmed when I went to throw it all together late at night, it just wasn't there. So it's late tonight. So if anything goes wrong when I do these bits of video, unfortunately, they just have to go up as they are. So anyway, I have opened some advent calendars and I've even wrote a list this evening so I don't forget anything, because I'm finding I have been forgetting advents. I've been finding little drawers with things in. I've been getting things wrong. So I've got a list of things here. So yes, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the Nordic sweater for today and yesterday, because I didn't properly show that. I'm going to show you something that has come through the post as a gift all the way from the other side of the world in Australia, and I'll say who sent it. I'm going to be doing the advents with you, so we'll talk about things I've already opened and then I'll open more. And then I'll show you what the old make that I was going to show you. I'll show you my knitting and a gift from Cheryl. Right, I'll just grab it, bear with me. Right, even though this is the last thing on my list of things to tell you about, because I remembered about it at the end, I'm going to show it you first. And this is basically a gift from somebody that goes to the ice rink. Now basically, when I go and have my figure skating practice with my coach, there is an organisation that goes to the rink and they take blind people on the ice. So carers will arrive with the person they're caring for, and then the organisation take the blind person on the ice. They hop, like, you know, sometimes they'll have like one either side of them. Sometimes they will only need one of them because they'll push a wheelchair around on the ice. Is somebody behind me? I can hear a set of keys. It's my eldest son. He's going to want to come out now and I don't know how he's going to do it because I've got stuff all over the floor. Sorry about that. Actually, I need to get myself back in order. I've had to move everything. I've lost my train of thought now. Oh yes, ice skating. So basically, Cheryl, who goes, she cares for somebody and she takes the person she cares for to the ice rink, and then the people that run the organisation take them there. So sometimes it might only need one of them because they push a wheelchair around the ice. That's where I was, wasn't I? Anyway, I've got to know a lot of the carers that go there. I've got to know the people that are running the thing at the rink. So anyway, so Cheryl offered, I admired her headband and said how nice it was, and she offered to make one for me, and I said, oh thank you, you know, that's really kind. And she said, oh, I don't know how you could, and I said, oh Cheryl, you know, 2 years, 3 years, you know, but don't worry about it, you know. And Cheryl really wanted to do it. Anyway, I don't think I saw her the next week, but the week after she's come along. So on the day of my little mini competition thing I was doing with my coach, Cheryl bought this. So actually, when I was doing my practice with my Barbie jumper on, the one I was wearing in my video yesterday, I was wearing this. And yeah, it's really lovely, because sometimes you don't really want to wear a hat. But just a, you know, a headband like this, it's really, really very nice. Now I'm going to try and leave it on a little bit, maybe. I might have to take it off. I don't know if you can notice. Do you think I look a bit red? I think I've got a temperature. So anyway, so where am I? So the gift from Cheryl. So it's really kind of Cheryl to knit that for me. And look at the colours. It's a variegated yarn, so it's like self-striping, but yeah, it's really lovely. So I'll have a quick look actually at it. I think I've got it inside out. Yeah, it looks like knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. Oh wow, and she's done on one bit, I didn't notice this, she's done a cable. So there's a few cable stitches along there, so I suppose that would be the nice bit to wear at the front, the fanciest bit. Oh yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Oh, so nice. So where's my pencil? I'll mark it off. So what has happened today? Why am I starting this video so late? The reason I'm starting it so late, my husband, he dropped our youngest son to college, and it meant I could, you know, have I did a few like jobs then at home. I did the chickens, a few jobs and everything, and then had a shower, and then it was like lunchtime and I'd still got wet hair, and then I dried my hair in the afternoon. So yeah, it's been one of those kind of days, but I did manage to get a bit of knitting done today as well, which is good. So and I went shopping. Basically, I picked up my youngest son. He was going to go to the gym and didn't. Picked him up, and then that's why there's a bit of footage from being out, because I did nip into my local town to do a few little bits and then came home. So I've had a lovely surprise gift come through the post. Couldn't find it then, unfortunately, because I moved everything for my son to get out. I couldn't find it, but I've got it now. Now this is from a lovely lady I've become friends with on Instagram, and her name's Robin, and her Instagram is Obby Dobby. And basically we kind of got chatting, because I was often liking and commenting on her Instagram, and I've even mentioned her before on YouTube. I think it was about the wooden dolls, and she lives in Australia, and she actually sent me, I couldn't want to, obviously this is like a personal note, but she sent this card, and it actually has a note from Robin on it. She sent me this lovely letter, and it's really, really lovely. So thank you so much, Robin, if you're watching. I've not actually thanked her yet, it's only come today. I've done this first, but I didn't know if she'd see it. Give her a chance to see it, and then I'll message her. So, but she knows I'm into Blythe. Now she must. I'm wondering if she's gone to BlytheCon in Australia. Well, it's called Blythe Fest, because there's some items in here that you know, from there. So now the one little thing she sent me, it's really lovely, is some tiny knitting needles. They're like toothpicks with beads on, with a little bit of knitting. So some tiny knitting needles for dolls. So that's really lovely, isn't it? So I've got some for my Barbie mini, but that I made myself. She's knitting in the round, like me. So these I'll probably give these to the Blythes, because the Blythes haven't got any knitting to do. So I'll have to choose who's the knitter in the Blythes, because I haven't really got a mini. I suppose you could call the Fighting Milk doll my mini, because obviously we have done twinning, but I've got two of them now. So yeah, you probably don't know that on YouTube, but if you follow me on social media, I've got twins, Fighting Milk twins. So I'm sorry. Basically, if you're new here, I run two series of videos on YouTube, one called the Stitch Diaries and one called the Doll Diaries. Now normally I have the Doll Diaries as a separate thing and the Stitch Diaries as a separate thing. However, they can cross over a little bit. Say if I've been sewing for the dolls, they have been in my Stitch Diaries, but I am considering maybe separating those videos in the new year. I might keep all the doll sewing as a separate video to all the other things that I make. Yeah, I'm not sure, because there's some people that aren't into dolls, so I'm really sorry that in this Stitchmas / Vlogmas / dollmass I've had to combine everything, because it's tough enough getting one video out a day than getting two videos out a day. So yeah, I hope you understand. And I haven't had a actual sewing calendar this year. I've got a calendar that I've made myself, that I've put a mixture of things in it. I've got sewing related things in it, but next year I promise I will have some craft calendars. It's just the timing was really rotten. Every time a calendar that came up that I wanted, like a yarn or something, they were like really expensive, and it was just the wrong time. And then when I maybe had a bit more money, I might have been able to do it. I just couldn't do it, you know. So, and I've bought dolls and things, so yeah. So there you go. But next year I would definitely have some craft ones. I definitely want a wall calendar. Anyway, back to this, what Robin has sent me. Sorry, I do go off on one a little bit. She sent me this, and this says, made with love for Blythe Fest, from Donna of Daisy D Designs. It's a little bag, look, and there's a little thing in there. So I'm going to look up this seller. But how lovely is that? A Blythe size bag. And then this says, I love Blythes. Hopefully, if you've been watching my channel a while, you should know what a Blythe doll is. Even if you've been watching the Stitch Diaries, I think you'd know what a Blythe doll is. But if you've been watching this, you'll know what a Blythe doll is. I love Blythe's bunting. And that's from an Etsy shop in Australia called Heart Blythes. So I'm going to look up these sellers on Instagram and things. So Robin, thank you so much. I will contact you directly, and just thank you. I really, really appreciate that, and I really appreciate your appreciation as well. So thank you so much. So right, I'm going to pop that over there. So right, Advents we're going to go to now. So I've opened the Harry mini Advent calendar. And it's a cauldron. I'm guessing this is for any young witch or wizard. And the lid comes up, look. It's got this little lever here. I will film this up close for you. Oh, and I went to go in my own calendar, the one I made for myself, and there wasn't anything in it. But there was something I hadn't opened on day 10, so I put that in it. I forgot one day. You haven't noticed, have you, when I've missed calendars? And this is another pencil that I bought in November, actually, from the Flying Tiger. It's pink, it's got a wooden reindeer on there. I just need to sharpen it. So I've been using these. That's why I've got this pencil down here. I've been using my Christmas ones for marking off my knitting. So I've been using the Christmas tree one. So yeah, now I've got the deer one, which is lovely. Now then I noticed I hadn't opened day 14 of my own calendar. So I fished that out. And it's a pair of glasses. Now I bought these from overseas, AliExpress. They're not the only ones I got. I got a few different colours, and I have put them in the calendar. So you might see a few different sunglasses for Blythe in this calendar. Sorry for the spoiler, but yes. Yeah, just so you're just expecting it and I think, oh no. But what I'll try and do, I've noticed I don't think I've got anything in my calendar for tomorrow. But I have bought things I just haven't put in there yet. So I'll put something in there, so there's definitely something in there tomorrow. So anyway, now when I ordered these for Blythe, but when I got the order notice, it said pet glasses. So I haven't actually tried them on Blythe's yet. Oh, here we go. Annabella. Now remember how she started off at the start of this. Look at her now, earrings, sunglasses, booties. Lovely dress. This is still really annoying me that I've not sorted these cords out. But yes, we're going to do this, aren't we, Annabella? She's got a moody face, hasn't she? So basically, we've done the mini. We've done mine. Sorry, I should be looking at... We've done the mini, we've done mine. And we need to open Harry and Barbie. And the 12 days of Christmas. Well, I've definitely opened that one. And it was this, a wreath. That's really lovely, isn't it? So if I make a doll, a Barbie-sized door, then I could put that on there. That would be really nice, wouldn't it? So I love all these little extra things you can't really buy, that are doll size. It's really lovely, isn't it? So I'm really happy with that. Still no clothing, though. Right, Barbie, you know, the cheap calendar. I can't remember how much I paid for this, but this was a lot cheaper than that one. And we've had loads of clothes, haven't we? But we're saying that we've had a few jewellery lately, haven't we? See, I messed up with this calendar as well, didn't I? I had opened the wrong day. So it's definitely the 15th today. Oh, a plate. It's a pink plate. it's got like a thing at the bottom so you could dig it into things to be held, and it's got cookies on it, biscuits. That's really nice, isn't it? For you know, the inexpensive calendar as well. Yeah, I'm really happy with that actually. Right, is that every calendar? No, Harry Potter, I'll just grab it. Now, I'm finding this list really successful, so I'm going to do a list every day now, because I think I'll make less mistakes when doing these videos. Thank you so much for your kind comments on my ice skating. Oh, it's so funny. I want to watch it back. I must admit, I could do it better than that. I think the nerves get to you. Do you know when I kick myself when I watch some of it? But obviously, if you don't skate, you're not going to really know. But yeah, I was a bit... But my jumps went well. I did 3 jumps. And what went wrong on my video, because I was actually skating to a Barbie song, but obviously because I was putting this on YouTube, I just played like the Christmas things over it. And basically where I end and I go like this, I spent loads of time getting that Christmas song to end at that moment, that precise moment. But what happened is when I put my talking bit into the video, it kind of dissolved quickly, so you didn't really see the end, like the timing did like this. I spent all that time doing it, playing that song again and again in the editing process, probably doing my family's head in, and then it didn't work out, so I didn't check it before I posted it. Oh, oh. The Mulder's map. Do you know the map that Harry has? That he can see where people are in the castle. I think that's what it is. Think it is? Yeah, I think so. That's a really good thing to have, isn't it? I'm really happy with that. I'm really enjoying all these little bits and bobs. And then what I've been doing, which I haven't mentioned to you, this is one of the boxes that I keep Christmas decorations in. And what I've been doing, once I've shown you all the things of the day, apart from obviously that I'll take that upstairs and sharpen it and things, I'm popping them in here so they don't get lost and don't make in here look really messy for my family. It's not ideal, is it, doing this in a high traffic area, you know, family, high traffic, you know, in and out your front door, is it? So that's all the advents. So, knitted mice. Now, I wanted to show you my knitted mice that I made another year. It could have been last year, it might have been another year, I'm not quite sure, but I think I made the skier mouse one year, and then the following year I made all the other mice, but it's hard for me to remember. However, there's some bits missing, unfortunately. So my little skier mouse, Mr. Original, he's missing one of his picks in his hands, so I need to go looking in the Christmas box for it. But I've got my Christmas Carol mouse, which did have a book to hold. The book isn't in his or her hands at the moment, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go looking for it. This is the angel mouse. As I say, all these are knitted, and she's missing her wand. She did have a wand, but she's not got it now. But yeah, they'll all be in the box. I'm still getting things out of the box and putting things on the tree. Oh, she's just so lovely, isn't she? They're all lovely. I love them. I love cute things, as you can probably tell. And this is the final one. This is Santa Mouse. And as far as I know, he's not missing anything. He could do with a sack to hold, though, couldn't he? I think he could do with a sack to hold, definitely. Yeah, he's lovely. It looks so cute down here. So yes, I've touched on the knitted. That's what I was talking about yesterday, and unfortunately I was jabbering away and it wasn't recording. So that's the only major hiccup I've had this Stitchmas actually. So yeah, that's not too bad. Right, I'm going to go on to yesterday's Nordic sweater. Now it's already on a wooden man. Now I've put all the wooden men back on the stands. The only one that isn't on the stand is the soldier with his missing bit of leg, and he's the one that needs the stand, but I'm missing a stand. I think one of them might have fallen down the back of here that I need to go looking for it, but if the worst happens I can't find it, I'll just have to take it off one of the other wooden men. But yes, but this is sweater number 14. Now Marna commented, Marna of Dolls Rescued, check out her videos if you like dolls. She's as crazy, if not crazier, about dolls than I am. I don't know, I feel probably equally crazy about dolls, but Marna's probably got more dolls, I'd say. Well, anyway, Marna, I thought I'll get this back because you said it was very short and sweet, basically, seeing this sweater. So, yeah, I thought I'd bring it back for you to see. Yeah, it's really lovely. It looks a bit like my jumper, the one my husband bought for me. So yeah, it's really nice. Sorry, I'm staying on these too long. I just love looking at them myself. So we've got another one, haven't we? Number 15. So this has got quite a jazzy design. Now these Nordic sweaters, none of them are the same. None of them are the same colour combination, I don't think. I can't see any. I've got 3 sitting in my hallway now, number 1, 2 and 3. I need to get them all together. I might get them on the bar down in the garden room once I've, I've got them all dressed up and things. I think this is my last one. Yeah, it is. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a washing line, I had an advent calendar, a sewing advent calendar last year, and it had a twine and pegs. I thought I could peg them up. I think somebody mentioned that actually. Sorry, I can't remember who said it. Thank you for that. But I had been thinking that myself. But yeah, it's a lovely idea. But yeah, they've all the patterns are different. So I've got really experience doing all this colour work. I've done a lot of colour work before, you know, with the knitted balls and things, and yeah, so. And other things. Other things before Arnie and Carlos. Yeah, I've done so many patterns. I don't think there's a pattern I couldn't do now. So yeah, it's a lovely colour, isn't it? I do wonder, because obviously my hair, I've been going blonde. Obviously I've been this blonde, because I was blonde before. I've been this blonde before. But I must admit, when I went dark haired, when I dyed my hair brown in my 20s, because I'd always been a blonde, and then in my 20s I made sure I got married a blonde, because I'd always been blonde. When I first had my hair brown, I found that I could wear more colours and things. And then I had dark hair, and then I sort of went a bit blonde again, and then dark, and I was dark for a very long time. And yeah, and then I've slowly been getting lighter and lighter again. And I'm really struggling a bit. I really don't know what my colours are at the moment. So yeah, I'm just kind of figuring myself out again. So yeah, it's sometimes nice seeing these different colours against my face and hair and things. And my hair's probably got lighter this year. I've been going to the hairdressers fairly regular, so you know, trying to do it in a safe way. And yeah, so I started these in January. So my hair, you know, got lighter since January, I suspect. I don't know actually, but you know, you never know. And I use the like this stuff, this conditioner that has like, you know, it's like a blue rinse kind of thing. You know, I'm trying to, you know, make it not, I don't want it looking brassy or anything. So apparently, my hairdresser said years ago, ladies used to have the blue rinse because a lot of them smoked and their hair went yellow. So that's why they used to have it. I thought that's rather interesting. So anyway, so that's number 15. So, oh, and I've got the wooden man. I'll dress the wooden man up. I'll cut it out while I'm staring down at the wooden man. Are you all ready for Christmas? I'm not. I haven't cut out any fabric for a while. I tend to cut out fabric when my husband isn't in. But the thing is, he's been in a bit more lately. And then when he hasn't been in, I might be doing something like drying my hair or something. So yeah, there we go. Wooden Man number 15. Looking fantastic. Yeah, lovely. So I film all these things at the end anyway. So what I've got to show you, right, I've got you a tip. If you're doing Arnie and Carlos's knitting or any other colour work knitting, I've got another tip for you. Now, I showed you in a previous video how small the chart is coming out now. I'm sorry I haven't got one to hand, but I did show you in this video. It started off okay, but as it's got bigger, they're getting smaller and smaller. So this is what I've been doing. I've been blowing it up and cutting out some of the pattern and doing this. So this was up to yesterday's, and it's nice and big to follow it. The only thing is, I'm doing it in grayscale, so there are different colours. So I do have to look at my phone just to double check and write notes and things. So I've done it again today. This was today's, and I've wrote a note that row is red and white. I know which is the red because it's the darker of the two in this. It wasn't like that with the Nordic sweaters. You couldn't take it for granted that the dark colour, the dark bit was the darker yarn. You really had to get your wits about it. With this, I'm finding it is the case. The darker yarn is the darker one on here. I think so anyway. Yeah, don't take that as gospel. You know, I need to double check. But anyway, I've blown this up and I've wrote red and white, and then I've wrote green and white, because the first row, because we get 6 rows a day to do with this, the first row was green and white, then all the others were either white or red and white, and I've written a note on each row. And then if there's a really long bit, like see that's one colour for quite a lot of a count, that is actually 9 stitches are red before you move on to the next bit. So I've wrote little notes that those long ones are 9. So what I can do is then I can kind of memorise. If I can, what I do is look at a row, try and memorise it, and then sit back and knit it. Occasionally there are rows where I can't memorise it because it's a bit irregular. So what I do then, I sit cross-legged on the bed, this is how I'm doing it, and I have my pattern there. I always have a ruler on just above the row I'm doing, so I can't look ahead, and I'll sit over it, and I keep referring to it that way. But most of the time I can memorise it, and I sit back and I relax and I do my knitting like that. So I haven't shown you the Advent stocking for 2 days, so there'll be a bit more for you to see if you can remember what it was looking like anyway. But this is how it's looking now. Let me see which yarns I've got attached. I've done the bad thing. I've brought 2 stockings down to show you, and I said I was only going to bring 1, but I've made so much progress on my other one. I was just so excited to show you. So this is how we're looking now. So obviously there's the toe, and then we've done this, the heart, this was the ice crystals. I don't know what they call this. It looks like a rope. Like I hadn't done the top layer yesterday, so we've done that today. So that was the last of the green rows today. So I've knitted that row up to here. That was 6 rows, and we're back on red and white. So I don't know if these are going to be candles, but then I thought maybe not. They wouldn't be Advent candles because there's 5, unless they count that there's a candle on Christmas Day maybe. But it might not be candles. I don't know. Who knows? But tomorrow, if I film after, because this is today's, if I do my vlogging after the calendar, then you'll see it. But if I do this video before 5:20 and haven't knitted it yet, then you won't see it, but I'll show you the day after. But I'll try and do it a bit later so you get to see it. So that's how I am looking. I'm really pleased with how this is looking. It's stunning, isn't it? Really stunning. I'm always excited about the knitted balls and things and the sweaters, but this is really exciting. I've always wanted to knit one of their stockings, and I started their bullfinch stocking. I think they did a free pattern. I think it was July, not October, that I said before. I think they did Christmas in July and they released a free pattern, but then once that was over, then it was a paid pattern, so you have to pay for it now. But when I got it for free, and so I thought I'd love to knit one of their stockings, and not knowing they were going to do one at Advent anyway. And my plan was, once I've done all the Nordic jumpers, I'd start on this, and then I've ended up getting this one to do. But anyway, this is this one. So I told you about this yesterday. You can't see a heel like on this one, because this is an afterthought heel. There's some waste yarn there where I'm going to be picking up all the stitches and then knitting the heel after. Now, because I'm up to here, if I wanted to, I could pick those stitches up now and just actually knit the heel, because I've got those needles, haven't I? Are they here? Do you know, I've got some more knitting needles during this Stitchmas that I put in my own calendar. They're this size. They're not ergonomic. They're actually, these are 3.5 metal. These are 3.5 ergonomic plastic. They're shaped, they're like triangular, I think, and they've got like a rounded end. They're totally different because these are rigid, these are bendy. I did start this on wooden needles at the beginning, but I broke one. That's what I've replaced. Anyway, what I'm going to do is, this yarn is the same. I don't know if this stocking has got the same amount of stitches in the round, I'm not sure. I think this one looks narrower. However, I am wondering, I'm the same knitter obviously, so I'm wondering, is my tension different, or is my knitting tension different using the ergonomic needle to the metal and the wooden needle? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my knitting gauge on these, and I'm going to measure the stitches, how many stitches, and see if my gauge is different. So that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Say if I was knitting a garment, that might be quite important, whether I wanted to use ergonomics or metal or wooden, because it might affect the size. Now, I must admit, when I'm making knitted garments for myself, I look at the size I think I should have, and I always go up just to be on the safe side, because I wouldn't mind something being a bit oversized, but I don't want something that doesn't fit. So that's how I do it. Anyway, regarding this stocking, I wanted to basically keep up with this one, and I was getting really far behind. So if you've watched my video yesterday, you see I've made quite a bit of progress, haven't I, since yesterday? That, I've really gone for it today. So, and I've done obviously this today. So I'm going to try and get up to speed with this, and if not, go ahead. So yeah, I'm a bit dedicated to, because I want these, I'd like them both finished for Christmas ideally. That would be, if they're not, it's not a massive deal. We haven't even got the living room at the moment with the home renovations, have we? We haven't had it for a good while. It's like I've got the beautiful fireplace to put them on. They'll be hanging up in here, won't they, in the porch? The homeliest looking place in the house at the moment, isn't it? So, is there anything else on my list? Let me check. I think that's everything. Fingers crossed. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to leave you with some footage that I'm going to film now. And I hope you saw something you liked today. I've really enjoyed chatting with you again. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, that'll be lovely. See you tomorrow. Bye.